Go.
Are we witnessing peak human endurance or peak sports technology? Because while everybody else seems to be getting faster, I'm just getting slower. Welcome to Aerobic AF. This is an episode that we've had on deck for a while here, based off the results of some of the major running races, which we have been paying attention to this season. We saw an inkling of it in Boston, and then confirmed again in the London marathons. These athletes are getting
running
insanely
real fast.
Yeah.
Real fast. And yeah, this year and season especially was quite significant. I mean, not burying the lead, but in London we saw not one but two men break 2 hours in the marathon.
Two.
Yeah, poor guy who came second in that race. I don't even know his name. And this was different from when Eliud Kipchoge broke 2 hours in the marathon back in October of 2019, because that was a highly controlled environment, and so it didn't meet.
He had like a pace car and a running peloton around him.
Yeah, it did not meet the criteria of a world record. That said, he has held the world record in general. I think he set it once and then broke his own world record again. So all to say, we've been waiting for this moment for a long time, kind of since he broke it in that environment in 2019. I guess we're 7 years fast forward and it's happened. So I think we're going to keep seeing it happen. It's the new norm.
Yeah, and it's across multiple marathon majors that we're seeing not just the top athletes, but just the depth of the elite field
in general
is just crazy. Like times that would have won these races outright in the past are just like mid-elite performances now at this point.
Yeah, the average marathoner too, I think it was in Boston this year where a significant number of women broke 3 hours, way more than normal in this year's race. So people are getting faster. I think there's a lot of reasons why, and we'll dive into those reasons, but it's also pretty cool to be witnessing this type of improvement. I think the other closest barrier would have been when we saw the first man break 4 minutes in the mile, right? So that's this.
And then everybody started breaking 4 minutes after the first person did it.
Yes,
But
someone
it was
has
one of those
to do it.
barriers where it felt like nobody was going to be able to do it.
You have to see it to believe it. And as we know, belief in yourself and your abilities is 50% of the game out there.
I think the craziest part about these elite marathoners, and we'll get into more about their performances, but some of their, the last 5 mile paces of these people during these races,
it's hard to imagine.
I can't
it's hard
even
to fathom.
They're running at a 4:40 mile pace, which is faster than I can run 1 mile. My mile PB is 5 minutes, and this guy's running the last 5 miles of the marathon at a 4:40 with a negative split.
Yeah, it's super impressive.
Insane to think about that.
I think I could hold that pace maybe, I don't know, a
800
kilometer.
meters.
Yeah, maximum 2 laps around the track, and then I'm tapped out.
It's insane. All right, so everybody seems to be getting faster at the same time. I guess what we're going to be diving in today, is it just the fact that athletes are getting more fit, or is it other factors as well? We got into the kind of hard data points. Eliud Kipchoge was the world record holder with that was set in 2018 with a 2:01:39. He then improved upon that mark by 30 seconds in 2022. That record fell to Kevin Kiptum in 2023.
R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. And then this season, it was Sebastian Sawe of Kenya who ran a 1:59:30 in the London Marathon. So that's the first official race for a sub 2 hour marathon in an official world major. So he won the race and set the world record. There was another guy from Kenya, Yomif Kekchel. I'm going to butcher these names.
Yeah,
we'll just say Yomif. who was 10 seconds behind him. Got a feel for him because...
Crazy that it was only 10 seconds as well. Like, this guy, I mean, I'm sure there's a part of him that's super stoked to have also broken this 2-hour barrier because
it's like the second human ever.
Yeah, I
the
mean,
other human finished 10 seconds before
technically
him.
third, but I feel like that's just way too close to, like, oh man, how do you sleep at night after that? I'm sure he'll get his moment as well as everyone does. Not everyone can have their moment at the same time, and I'm sure we'll see him again winning or, you know, further lowering the record.
Yeah, this is not...
It's not the end.
Just a one performance thing. Like, he'll be back. And this is not just in the men's races, by the way. The women are also on a similar trajectory.
Yes, honorable mention always to the women doing the most.
Yeah, and it's like their record has now improved from a 2:14 in 2019 to now in 2024, a 2:09. There is a caveat to that. That is a mixed gender marathon, which maybe you can speak a little bit more differently to this. The women's only record, I believe, still sits a little bit slower than that. I believe it's around a 2:15. The big difference is that there's no male pacers, so they consider it to be more pure competition conditions when it's a women-only elite field. In the current world record, which is recognized as the official women's world record, it was a mixed gender race, which means men and women are competing, which means that she had access to male pacers. Maybe you can give me some insight as to how that makes a difference, like such a significant difference for basically 6 minutes, having that available.
Like, the options for pacers for men at the top of their game is basically like the other men around them that are also competing with them. But where women can, you know, leverage their advantage is with the men who are closer to their time, that are still running very fast, obviously in the 2:10, 2:15 range. But think about how big of a pack you could be in as a female. So I think it's more like the female-only race is just more impressive. I think about
you
this...
just be kind of by yourself, I guess, in the front.
You're more likely to be on your own. Maybe you're pacing with another woman for a bit of it, but, you know, then you make a move and you're by yourself. So I think about this sometimes in other races, like when we run races with friends, and I know a lot of people will go out with a little group. Maybe it's their friends that they spent time training with together, so they know how to run well together. And you see women and men, frankly, have these awesome breakthrough races, and they were using each other. So you can really fuel off of each other's energy, take time, kind of pacing, going back and forth. And like, we all know that when you are able to kind of turn your mind off and draft, that ability to conserve energy is so critical to your performance. So if you can turn your brain off, let someone else take the lead, who you know is basically going for the same time as you, that's a huge win. So yeah, the women's only record is super impressive. But I have to say, I don't know how I feel about the women's record now, because Ruth is actually serving a 3-year ban for doping. Obviously, she was caught with this substance after, like, kind of years later from when she actually competed and ran this race.
But it's hard to differentiate, or even if there's not evidence at the moment that points to her doping for that race, it's hard to draw the line and say it's a clean record. And there is a big petition to have it overturned.
Yeah, and it's sad because I really want to celebrate these women, but I even remember when she broke the record and got this time, like, I was very skeptical, as were a lot of people, because the jump was so significant. Like, even looking at the like 2:14 and then kind of 2:15 women's only record, and then it's 2:09. It's a huge difference.
That was what was kind of drawing my attention, is was it that much of a significant advantage to be running with male pacers?
Yeah, not that much.
6 minutes, like that seems like a little bit much. So yeah, maybe there was some funny business going on there, but to the general point of the conversation, the trends in like both categories are trending much faster.
Yeah, which is, I think it can be inspiring, but also a little intimidating, especially, I mean, when we keep lining up for these races, even in high rocks, to be honest, it feels like there's so many people just getting so much faster all the time. It's hard to keep up. Like, what's the standard? It just keeps shifting.
I used to feel that if I could get to around 102 or 103, that would probably put me in pretty good contention to win my age group. And now it seems like everybody's going sub 60, and I know that's only less than 1% of the competitive field that's doing that, but I think with social media and all that, it's like, and then even when we just see more and more results of races all over the globe, everybody's doing, like, it's just across the board, the competitive level is improving.
Yeah. And we're seeing it be reflected in like world standards too. Like, I think for the World Championships in Beijing that's being held in 2027, they've just released the like standard that you have to hit as a female or male in each discipline, and it dropped significantly across multiple disciplines. I think the one that comes to mind is for the male, like 1500 meter, it dropped from like a 3:33 to a 3:30. Even those 3 seconds like matter. And I think I saw a post that Natasha Wodak posted about Canadian athletes and basically saying that based on the current trajectory of our Canadian athletes today, almost none of them would qualify for the Olympics based on these standards, and they'll all have to get in through like points because there's alternate ways that you can represent your country. I don't know the ins and outs of that point system, but it's crazy. It's like, yeah, you can't really keep up. And imagine as a professional athlete training, you're like, oh God, I've never even run that time, and that's the new standard. Like,
yeah, and you're just
like,
seeing it popping up everywhere.
I'm the fastest one in Canada. Like, let me go.
Yeah, it's insane. Okay, so there's a lot of different reasons that we believe, and that, well, just everybody,
a lot of people believe,
for that matter, that this improvement is happening right now. We kind of have broken this up into a couple different categories, so we'll start with the most obvious one, the technology in the shoes.
Yeah.
This has been, no pun intended, like leaps and bounds better.
Oh, totally.
Over the past several, even like the last 5 years,
the
there have
last
been huge jumps.
year alone, we've seen huge strides. Like, I actually was looking this up before, but the Nike Vaporfly that Eliud Kipchoge wore when he broke 2 hours in 2019.
The OG.
Yeah, the weight of that shoe was 250 grams. The weight of the Adidas shoe that Sebastian wore in London, running the 159.30, 97 grams.
Yeah, so it's almost, it's like 40%.
Yeah, it's like the first shoe ever to be less than 100 grams in weight. But it's not only weight that matters. It's, I think, the type of foam, where the rocker is, and how that can help conserve energy on like your calf and other muscle groups. So all of these elements can translate to even just like 1% to 2% energy savings, which would translate to, I don't know, maybe like a minute at that speed. So that's the minute right there. Like,
yeah, even if you're getting a half a percentage point,
it matters. It all matters. Stride.
Yeah, by the end of the race, if you're talking about,
it's like a couple of minutes when you get up to 3 hours and such. So
90 seconds, and that's what the record falls by.
Which is why I feel like when I line up for my next marathon, I want to beat it by like a certain percentage, because then I'll be like, okay, well, the shoes alone should get me these 3 minutes for free, and then what minutes am I getting just because of my fitness?
When you line up with the Addy Zeros, those sold out.
I think I'm gonna have to try those on.
2 minutes, by the way.
Yeah, I don't have a marathon race shoe in my rotation right now, but what I do love is the Puma for high rocks, and so I think they have a pretty strong lineup for marathon racing as well. So I might give those a go.
They've definitely been on the upswing.
Oh, yeah. They have an awesome colorway, too. It's like rainbow. It looks like rainbow sherbet. It's super pretty.
Okay, so the old shoes, heavier, the foam, obviously, less return. It doesn't protect the body in the same way. And quite frankly, a lot of them were designed just to be light and weren't designed to help propel you forward. Whereas like the more contemporary super shoes, as you had said, almost 40% of the weight of the original, like I know, like Vaporflies that
Nike
Kipchoge wore. They have a better, higher stack height. They have more advanced foams. Now we're talking about like the plating technology, like the carbon plates that are in these things that just give you crazy energy return. And they're just designed to just maximize efficiency. So even just switching, even just looking, as we said, in like the last 5 years, the super shoes of today are exponentially better than the super shoes of yesterday. And so these athletes now have these just readily available, and that's enough in general just to give you a competitive advantage. It makes you wonder if athletes such as Kipchoge had that shoe available to them, what they might have been capable of.
I know. I think about this all the time. Like, we have to still respect the records and the times that individuals were running, you know, in the 60s, 70s, early 2000s. It's just different generations, different standards, and different environments, frankly. Like, we haven't even talked about the fact that there's, you know, new ways of training and training facilities and more emphasis on like altitude training camps and such. Like, there's just so much more knowledge in general for how to train your body for any type of running or endurance event. And then the nutrition as well. Like, the fact that we can now, I don't know, consume like over 100 to like 120 grams of carbs per hour, and you can train your like body to digest that much and give that fuel back to you. All of this is important and matters, and this did not exist, you know, 10 years ago in the same way that it does now. So we had to break certain barriers in order to get to where we are today. But then, it kind of feels like there's so many helping hands to deliver on these performances that I don't know. I'm almost like, oh, these races are getting kind of boring to watch because like everyone's super talented and everyone just runs super fast
and everybody knows what time they're gonna run.
And no one bonks. Like, no, I don't know if you really see the same excitement in the marathon anymore. I think it was Scott Fauble who posted about this. He's like a marathon legend in America. I think it was him who said something like, yeah, these races are just not very fun to watch. And like, yeah, sure, everyone's running super fast, but like there's no strategy in the same way. Or maybe that's a strong assertion. There's just less strategy because people are also racing smarter, like they're pacing themselves better, and they're so able to deliver on these like consistent paced races that it's kind of boring. I want to see someone bonk hard and go. I want to see someone go for gold and die out, and then someone else come from behind and it be all exciting. Yeah, but there's too much technology now. No one's blowing up.
Yeah, the coaching is insane, and like you said, I think this is something that might be overlooked. The science of the shoes is obviously talked about a lot, but something that is not talked about a lot is the science in the nutrition and the advances in the nutrition. And how, like, it used to be 30 to 60 grams of carbs an hour. That would be the normal amounts that these runners were ingesting.
It's like almost, it's double now.
Now they're doubling it. And it's like, they're also, you know, there's way more knowledge about training your gut, like while you're doing your training and while you're doing your long runs, like you're getting your body used to that kind of fueling. It's a part of that. It's an aspect, I think, that wasn't paid attention to as precisely before. And like you said, it does take a lot of the variability out of what's going to happen on race day because everything is so precise.
It's so precise. And so, yeah, with all due respect, everyone out there, if you're still bonking, then you need to dial into your fuel because you should not be bonking at this stage in the game, or you're just not running according to your plan or fitness whatsoever. But yeah, there's no reason why you can't maintain a relatively consistent pace from start to end if you are training your gut and the ability to digest carbs when you are like practicing for the marathon, and then you execute on race day. Like my best marathon ever, or the best I ever felt in a marathon, was when I took 6 gels. And that was a lot at the time. This was back in like 2022.
But now you just realize you might have been ahead of the curve.
I was just so fueled. I was like, wow, I've
in.
never had so much gels in my system. It
How was
feels
your stomach
awful.
the next day?
Terrible. I think I had taken some, what is it called, Imodium too. It was awful. It felt really bad. But I had a really good
felt
race.
Great during the race.
At the end of the race, I was like, I could easily run a few more kilometers.
Hey, like, that's
I've never felt that way since.
Yeah, fair enough. Another discussion point is obviously just the optimization and like the technology advances in like coaching and training and the tools that are quite simply available to like these
the
athletes
amount
now.
of data you get back, like it's really easy to pinpoint where you need to improve, like whether it's, I don't know, we talk about VO2 max or your just general aerobic base,
lactate threshold,
training at altitude to, make sea level racing feel that much better and faster.
That's a crazy one, but it's we see more and more of these professional athletes, especially in High Rocks. We'll stick to more like the marathon training here, but moving out to like Colorado or like
maybe
somewhere
I'll
like
move
that.
to Denver.
Yeah,
it's my next move.
It could be to the Mile High City, but it does. Like then when you come back down to sea level, it's like your VO2 max just goes straight through the roof.
Yeah, it's awesome. But I think the tech is really great, and like we talk about using it all the time in our training and being able to measure where you're at, also being able to measure your recovery and paying attention to sleep, and are you recovering well from sessions or not well, and how do you adjust based on that. So there's so much information. I almost think there could be like a revolt of everyone just throwing away the watches and going, I'm going back to basics with like a timer on my watch and hand.
The old school stopwatch.
Yeah,
let's go.
You know what I used to do when I did not have a smartwatch? To take my heart rate, like I didn't have a heart rate monitor or anything, so I just used Strava app on my phone. At the end of my run, I would literally put 2 fingers up to my neck, I'm doing it right now, and like count the beats. Oh no, I count the beats per 10 seconds and multiply that by 6 or whatever to get beats per minute. And then I would just write that down in my journal, being like, my average heart rate was this. I'm like, that wasn't my average heart rate. I was like, that was my heart rate when I finished my like 30K long run. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's like it could have been higher, could have been lower. You never know.
I know, but I was just like, I'm like, that's it. My heart rate was this.
I mean, to be fair, we talk about the tech a lot. Like currently my watch seems to think that anytime I go for a run, I'm doing it up the side of a mountain. I'm not really sure what's going on with that.
Yeah, sometimes the data is very
hundreds of meters elevation
erroneous.
gain.
Yeah, you definitely need to get a new watch. That's not.
This thing didn't even last like 2 years. It's crazy. I guess I guess it would be 3 years old because I got it before the High Rocks New York, like the first ones. This is.
Yeah, your watch has some weird issues. Don't buy the Garmin Venu
3S.
Whatever. It's like a tap screen as well.
Don't bring the tap screen.
Always causing these problems.
They're all tap screens. No,
not mine. Mine has buttons.
That's because yours is from.
It's older. It's like 2018.
It's vintage.
I've had my watch for a long time, and it's still going strong. Battery life is great. Garmin Forerunner. I actually don't know if they sell them anymore.
I think they do. It's still like a very popular one.
Okay, there's certain versions.
It still has the buttons.
I have the 245 music. I've never once used the music feature, so also would not waste my money on that again.
Yeah, this one has the music one, but it doesn't really connect to the
weird.
Bluetooth headphones.
Yeah, and I'm always running with my phone anyways, like, it's fine.
Yeah, that was probably a feature that I thought was going to be very useful that actually turned out to be not useful at all.
Same. I thought that I'd use it all the time, but I want to take photos on my runs, so never using that one.
Fair enough. So yeah, the training is no longer just like random intuition stuff. It's like it's very quantified. It's kind of the takeaway. Like these coaches are so regimented, the data is so regimented, the zones that you're training in are so regimented. It's like there's just way more accuracy and understanding of how to get the results now than there was in the past.
And it's like whether you're heart rate training or not, there's just so much data where you can see where you're at kind of at any given point in time in the run, after the run. It's like when you, I don't know, watch when you're playing like a team sport like football or something, and then everyone goes and like watches it back, watches the game back.
You watch the game tape?
Yeah, the game tape. It's like you can do that with all your data. That's what I do. I like go on Strava. I like hover my mouse over and I just see like what my pace was throughout the entire workout and just play it back for myself. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm starting a lot of these reps pretty hot, and then I always have to pull back, and then I pull back too much, and then I go harder, and then I oscillate. Anyways, you can basically see every second of your workout now.
So there's also just been a lot of optimization here as well in the way that races are designed. Not inherently the majors, because they generally follow like the same course more or less, like every year.
Oh,
there
yeah,
can be
all
like
the majors
subtle adjustments, but it's more or less the same.
I feel like the most common time that a race route changes is if there's some sort of construction or they have to route you a new way, because really just construction is
the main driver for that.
Yeah,
but it's more or less the same.
Yeah, like Boston, same. I'm pretty sure Chicago, London, Berlin, they're all like the same every year.
Yeah, which are all very flat courses as well.
Yeah, so Chicago, Berlin, and London are typically where we would see the world records being broken, or other kind of random flat courses throughout the year. I think Valencia is pretty flat. I think Copenhagen was actually pretty fast this year too. So those are the races where you see these leaps and bounds in time. But what's interesting is then you can also see course records drop at races like New York or Boston.
That happened this year, new course record.
Yeah, so that's also equally as impressive because, you're not running under 2 hours in Boston. Maybe in 2050.
Well, I think also a part that maybe we didn't discuss as well is the fact that like the weather conditions at all these races
they were perfect.
Like it was perfect in Boston. It was perfect in London.
I was so jealous. I'm like, why am I not racing a marathon literally anywhere, because all of them seem to be great.
No, the Boston Marathon, it was like tailwinds, 12
that
degrees
tailwind
Celsius.
Matters. The tailwind matters.
It feels good.
I had a headwind, a slight headwind in Boston, and since it's a point-to-point race, you're just running, I forget, east or west, one of the two. And so if
you're running east.
Yeah, if you get a headwind, you're getting that headwind the whole time. If you get a tailwind, obviously it's the reverse. So to get a
tailwind and have it be 12
and a beautiful
degrees
day
is like chef's kiss.
Amazing.
Yeah. So I guess ultimately what this culminates to is, do we actually think that the athletes today are better than the athletes of past generations? I do think that, to your point earlier, it is difficult to compare in the same way that it's difficult to compare eras of other sports. Like, you can't look at a NFL player from the 70s and compare it to a player that plays today.
Of course
For the
not.
exact same reasons. It's like everything is more optimized now.
Yeah, I think that's where it's becoming, as I said before, a little boring. And when I look at the runners today, of course it's still impressive and the training is translating well to races, but I feel like we're missing that grittiness that we had before because everything is so optimized. Like, I kind of want to see, I'm going to call it like a dog fight, like I want to see them just going at it and not really knowing if someone's going to have the juice at the end for that final sprint finish, which we do sometimes still see. I will say the sprint finish in the marathon is awesome.
It did seem like in the Boston Marathon, it was, at least the women's race seemed to be coming down to the wire a little bit. And it's like then they just dropped the hammer in like the last 5K.
Which is really a hard thing to do to pick it up at that point.
I forget the name of the woman who won Boston, but we were watching that on ESPN.
Was it Sharon? She was back to back.
It was, her name was Sharon for sure. I can confirm that. The funny thing about the Boston Marathon is if you've won it before in the past, they just put your first name on your bib.
It's so cool.
So, like, the guy that won Boston's name was John, but I didn't know his last name because it just said John, because I guess he had won the previous year.
Yeah,
it was the same thing for the women's race. It was, her name, was it Sharon Ledecky or something?
Ledecky.
Yeah, but she was kind of like in a little bit of that fight, head-to-head fight, and then just knew that she had that extra gear, and just last 5K just said, I'm gonna send this now, and nobody's gonna be able to keep up.
Yeah. Maybe this is one of the reasons why I've really enjoyed watching the High Rocks races, because it feels like there's just more variables in that race that could go wrong, and you do see people blow up. Not all the top athletes. A lot of them are pretty predictable in terms of how they finish, but
yeah, the top 5 is...
I just love seeing someone like send it.
I love seeing someone have their worst day and blow up out there. It's so entertaining.
I think that it takes so much courage to put yourself in that position, and when it doesn't work out, it's still mad respect for the attempt and trying to do that. I don't know. I think I also just love a dramatic race and seeing it, kind of rotate leaders and see who just has it in them. But I think, coming back to the point of like, are athletes like faster and better, and how do we compare to previous generations? I think that they are leveraging the shoe technology, nutrition technology in a way that's really smart, and it's obviously paying off. So, not everyone is dialing in to all those facets, because that's hard to do as well. Like, even though the nutrition is available, I do still think that there's people that aren't taking advantage of that, even in just like an average like marathoner, for everyone who is dialing in, it's like that takes a ton of discipline. So have to respect that, of course. And I don't know. I think there's just still a grittiness that I miss.
So I think there's kind of 3 ways to look at like the general question, which is like, are the athletes generally better? I think that overall the answer to this question is yes. When I say that, I mean the general pool of athletes that we're seeing now overall is better than the pools in I'm talking about like in totality of like years past. Like, the athletes are just faster. There's more fast athletes across the board. You can make the argument about the top tier athletes being less comparable through generations because of the reasons we had said before. But I think that in general, yes, athletes are better.
I think that's also because there's more of them too. Like, I think for running especially, it was never the most popular sport, right? Like, what's the statistic? Less than 1% of people run marathons. I would love to see what that is now, because there are definitely more people running marathons, or at least more people that want to, because these races are selling out a lot faster than normal. Even our Toronto race in the fall, it's already sold out.
Yeah.
And it sold out like a month ago. But in previous years, you could just pick up a bib like the week of.
Yeah.
So I think that translates to better athletes overall, because it's just more popular. So it's attracting probably different types of people who might not have even thought about distance running before, even thinking about like the middle distance runners in university. A lot of them are transferring into the marathon now, and they can leverage all that speed that they got from university. Like, it's impressive. So I do agree with you. I think they are better overall.
Yeah, and I do think that it is disingenuous to say that it's all technology. You can't separate. Okay, so it's like it's kind of a double-edged sword, because the times are the times and the times are faster. But you can't just put like a good shoe on
anyone
and have them go run an amazing race
because they're all
and give them
wearing
proper fueling.
the good shoe.
Yeah. So it's like the tech is important in both fueling and in equipment technology, but it's like it's not everything.
It's funny because even doping is like, as much as I obviously want
the
clean.
Tech and doping is so crazy.
No,
too.
but you want clean sport. Like, huge advocate for clean sport. But
you didn't watch the what they call
it? The enhanced games.
The enhanced games. You didn't watch that?
I don't know who actually went to this and what their background was, but apparently the times were like maybe a competitive high school time. Like, they were not good. They were very slow. So, like, comparatively. So obviously
people
it's
should
like
have just gone there and taken the prize money like regular athletes. I think the guy that won like a lot of the men event, especially in the running, was just not doping.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
so
he just went there and just dented in all these people doing steroids.
That was such a dumb event. But the whole point is that you also can't, like, you have to have a certain level of talent even to dope and win.
If Lance Armstrong dopes, he can kill everybody because he's already got like a huge base.
Yeah, and it's like
Elliot
all
Kipchoge
the other
doped, it's like he would probably run a 158.
Yeah, so it's like everyone at that level, I think, is doping to an extent, or it's hard not to think about doping when we see these big strides being made. I want to assume that they're clean, but anyways, I guess I don't know, if everyone's kind of doing it, it's like, it's that evening the field, maybe.
Yeah.
I think where I have a bigger problem with it is actually in our category of just like an average runner or athlete. Like, I sometimes think about how many High Rocks athletes are
like
taking steroids. Yeah, like, we're not getting tested, obviously, but that's not stopping someone from taking some sort of performance enhancement drug. I think you really have to know what you're doing in order to do that. But
it's more common than you would think. Like, where I grew up, it's like several of my friends like took steroids.
Does that actually translate to performance improvement or just aesthetic?
It depends on the sport, I think. Like, we won't name any names, but I know that some of them played like semi-professional football and were monsters.
Okay.
And then some of them
Well, what about for like a High Rocks?
Well, I think that could improve performance because it improves strength, it improves like your ability to train. I think a lot of it actually is like you recover faster, so then you can train harder.
Oh, yeah.
So those benefits are undeniable. If your body is able to recover faster, it allows you to be more available for those key sessions.
That's the thing too. It's like you're not just doping for a race, you're doping training for a race. And I wonder if there's, you dope, quote unquote, during training, and then you pull back on how much is in your system when you get to the point of racing, and then did you still get the benefits from having done it? Like, so many questions.
Lot of things to think about.
A lot to consider. I mean, we won't.
This is a whole
it's
different
a whole
topic,
other topic.
But most of them were just like weightlifters, to be clear.
We're like, yes, athletes are all better because they're getting smarter on how to dope and get away with it.
Yeah, no, these guys would just like crunch iron and could bench press like 350 pounds, and they were just enormous, just meatheads.
Yeah.
But they just were on the juice, and that's how they got so massive.
Right.
You just do it for a couple of years and they're just like crazy. Whatever it's doing to their internal organs and other, like, that's a different discussion themselves.
Yeah, good luck.
The biceps on these people were insane.
Yikes.
Kind of gross, actually.
I don't
think you would have liked it.
Not at all.
Yeah, and I guess like ultimately what it comes down to is at a certain point we probably will hit a ceiling for like these advances in nutrition, the advances in technology.
You have to think,
right?
And
like, are we going to get a shoe that's like, this shoe actually weighs 10 grams and it's like,
it's invisible.
It has to stop at a certain point, right?
It's a good question of like, when do we hit that ceiling and things start to plateau? I have no idea. I feel like there's also going to become more strict rules around equipment, like similar to how a lot of sports have restrictions on equipment. I know today there's like restrictions on minimum stack height for a shoe that you can compete with. So maybe that will force companies to work within those constraints. Like, I don't know. It's like, how far can we go with it?
How low can you go? No, it's a real thing, and I do think that as like tech advances, they will continue to regulate it. It seems like we might be getting to a plateau now. I'm not really
maybe
sure
this
how
is
much
the new
more they
normal.
can improve it now.
I know. I feel like when I came back to running after my kind of ACL recovery, this was from like 2023 to like early 2025, and in those like in that year and a half, I re-entered the shoe market and was so overwhelmed by the number of shoe options
I'm
that
still overwhelmed by it.
I still don't really have
I
like
even
a
know my
go-to.
proper shoe size.
Well, yeah, you have some other things to figure out with
I
that.
think it's like
but,
a wide, but it's like
but
it's
in
wide.
but from
size
before,
13.
like when I went into my ACL recovery kind of era in early 2023, the only shoe I would ever consider racing a marathon in was a Nike shoe. Like maybe I did some workouts in a Saucony shoe, but it was Nike 100%. And so then to reemerge and not have been on that train with everyone else, kind of trying out shoes as they became available, it was just a lot. I was like, oh my God, there's like Asics and New Balance, and now Puma has something like I've never worn these shoes before, and I guess they're now in my rotation. So yeah, I think the shoe technology, it's easy to point to that and say, well, that's the only reason why everyone's faster. And I think what we're kind of saying is that it's one of the reasons why, but it's not the whole picture. And there probably will, I don't know, reach a point where the X% you get better from the shoe has to reach a plateau at some point.
And every shoe brand is probably going to have a shoe that's comparable or competitive. Because it's like, it seems like everybody just saws these shoes in half and then they just copy each other. And
yeah,
like,
and I guess Adidas is currently in the front
Yeah.
runner.
Yeah. Like off the top rope. I think a lot
No
of people
pun
are
intended.
really liking the Pumas too, though. I know we talked about it earlier, but I see more and more.
I saw a lot of
Pumas
them at
out
Boston.
Yeah, there was a lot of them in Boston.
Yeah. And for High Rocks, the Puma shoe, and we are not sponsored by Puma.
Not
but,
yet.
Not yet.
But we're open to it, so.
But the Puma High Rock shoe, I bought a pair a year ago. The kind of green and gray colorway, whatever version that was. And they are terrible for running. Like, they're bad. I did a few workouts in them and was like, why is this the High Rock shoe? This is not good. But then they iterated on it maybe a few times, and anyways,
2 gens further or 1 gen further.
Wherever they're at now with the new pink ones that everyone is wearing,
It's like 60%
they're
of the
awesome.
field.
They're amazing. I love running in them. I might even consider just doing a road race in those shoes. They have like really good grip, so I would want to see how that translates maybe on the roads for running, not just being like inside on a concrete venue, but
Well, they also have that same shoe, though, designed for road racing with just a little bit of tweaks.
that's true.
So
They have the
it's not
marathon
like-
version.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, great. I get to buy another pair of, $300 shoes.
Something to look forward to.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's like you need your long run trainer, you need your interval trainer,
I
you need your
can't.
marathon shoe, you need your high rock
I have
shoe.
no more space for
you need
shoes.
your just like random Tuesday afternoon shoe.
High Rocks has introduced a whole other set of shoes, and yeah, it's a lot to keep track of, but I like my rotation right now. I think it's pretty good. The On Cloud shoes are awesome as well. They're great. But yeah, it's just everyone.
Everyone's got them. Like, it's like I love the Saucony Speed 4s for like just kind of an everyday wear. It's like I have an On Cloud pair of their marathon shoes, the Cloud Boom Strikes, for like my race shoe. It's like I have like, yeah, it's just all over the map. There's some other Saucony ones that I've used for like interval and stuff like that. My Easy Run shoe, I have a pair of like Hoka Mach X's, which I like quite a bit.
Hoka Mach is great. I have not raced in a Hoka shoe before, actually.
I think their race shoe is pretty highly regarded at the moment.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen a couple ratings where they were like S tier, which is
I
like the
used to-
top.
Yeah, I always use them as my easy shoe, but never as a workout shoe. So yeah, maybe something else to try. this summer. But yeah, I like to switch it up for the easy shoe. Workout shoe is harder to take a risk on because I don't want to mess that one up.
Fair enough. Got anything else to add?
No, I mean, we're, kind of at the end of our spring racing season now. So I think most marathons are done unless you are racing a marathon in like Australia or somewhere else where it's like their winter now.
Hey, shout out to our good friends and avid listeners of the podcast as well, Eddie and AK, who both got into Copenhagen.
Oh, next spring.
Yeah.
Awesome. Next April.
So they won the lottery and got into Copenhagen. Shout out to our friend Jake, who did not get in and said, am I the only one that didn't get into this?
I didn't know that he applied. Well, so that going back to it too, it's like these lotteries are crazy. It's like 1% of people got accepted into the New York Marathon through the lottery. 1%. And that race is like 60,000 plus people that compete. So it's hard to run these cool marathons.
So we're saying 6 million people applied to
No.
New York?
Not everyone gets. There's only so many spots for the lottery. I think some are reserved for other like charities.
Is insane.
Yeah, but 1%.
60,000 people is a lot, though, to be only 1% getting in on the lottery.
It's a very overwhelming race to spectate because there's a lot going on.
Even if 1/3 of the tickets available were lottery, that would still mean that there was 2,000 applicants. Or 2 million applicants, rather.
Yes, there is.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How am I ever going to get in there?
Well, that's why you just have to keep doing the lottery, and then if you get accepted, it's like, looks like I'm doing this race.
Guess I'm going to New York.
I actually almost put my hat in the ring this year, but I did not. So maybe next year, and then, I don't know, put your name in the lottery for 10 years, and if it doesn't work out, just pay your way through a charity.
Yeah, we just have to get the charitable bib.
But
raise the money.
Yeah, we have, I think there's Grandma's Marathon in June. That's a fast one. So might see some cool performances there.
Grandma's Marathon.
Other than that, we're just kind of gearing up
that
for
could be a hot one.
Stockholm 2026 World Championships for High Rocks.
Yeah, that's coming up. So we're going to do that, I think, our next episode. Yeah.
Yeah, you might be getting some more High Rocks content from us over the next little bit while that race kind of comes and goes. And then we're into another summer training season to get ready for fall. It never stops.
Summer intervals on the spit summer loading. Let's go.
Yeah, I love the heat training. It's good for fall.
If you enjoyed listening to today's podcast, share it with a friend, share it with your training partner. We'd love to hear from you. Follow us on our Instagram at aerobicafpod. And in the meantime, stay aerobic AF.